We're Dakota and Monica, and we're building a house in Mexico. Previously, we finished pouring our concrete roof. The contractor placed a bunch of wood beams to support the weight of the rebar and concrete. We then used up 4 full mixer trucks and poured the cement for the roof. After letting it cure for a few weeks, we have a completed shell of a house, a blank canvas to make it purely our own. Welcome back to our house in Mexico. Today we actually have to fix a few things. Obviously when we made the roof, we had it slope down towards the front so that rain would run off, but we're actually having some rain going to the sides, so it's actually been hitting these walls, getting them extremely wet. We need to better protect these walls and protect the roof. We're gonna take some bricks, we're gonna line the edges of the roof and just ensure that all the water is going to the front like we have planned. And then we're also eventually in the future going to put rain gutters along the front, so when all the water is going that direction, it's running into the gutters and then into a rain catchment, so we could save that water and use it to water plants or whatever. So that's the plan, that's what we're getting done today, so let's get into it. And also, while you're here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the progress we're making on our home build here in Mexico. Before we get started, we need to sift the arena to get sand for the cemento and mortero. So the soil out here is really rocky and super wet, obviously because it was literally storming last night, but the top layer of the soil in the house is like super compacted, but it is a lot looser, so we're gonna try this and see.
Way more.
Yeah, so a million times better. The issue is it's just so compacted that it takes a lot of work to break it up, but I still think that's gonna be the better option right now. So cool, let's move inside. Apparently all that work was useless because we actually can't use this because it's dirt and not sand. We don't know the difference between dirt and sand, but what we had up front is what we bought, which is like the sand and pebbles that they deliver to you and you use to sift it into sand. You know, obviously it's been outside getting rained on, super compacted, super wet, and wasn't really straining through this to get fine enough. This dirt is fine enough, but it's not the proper thing we need to use, so we're gonna have to figure out what we need to do. So the plan is that my suegro is going to go to the ferreteria and pick up new arena, but to do that we had to take all of the bricks out of the truck and stack them on the roof. So we got this short wall done all the way down. Now we just have this other short wall at the front of the house, and then we'll do the longest wall of the house. But it actually went super quick. We have some leftover brick in these piles here, so it isn't taking us that much.
Just vocal.
Declarations.
What?
Declarations.
Last will and testament. I was saying I wish I had the camera out while that happened, because now there's like no explanation from the previous to this. Okay, now for a little bit of context from the previous clip, I was doing a bunch of work and my lower back started hurting, but I was managing. And then when I was shoveling so that we could sift out the arena, it started hurting a little bit more. The final straw was I went to pick up a hose that was on the bed of the truck and my back just gave out. Like I almost fell to the floor, almost passed out. So I think it was just poor movement. I wasn't bending over properly. I had like a bit of an arch in my back, and also just having to catch and place all those bricks wasn't the best thing. So obviously I do need to learn how to do these things a little bit better. So that's going to be the focus. We got through a little bit more than half of the work last time. We just have a little bit more than half of the long wall and then one of the short walls on the side. So we're going to take care of that today. So as you can see, we've now officially completed all the bricks all the way down. Like we said before, it's just these two front parts left open because that's where all the water is going to run off whenever it rains. And so now we're completely done. The next step is going to be to place more cemento and mortero on the bricks so that we could angle it a little bit more so the water does continue to run off to the front. So that's what we're going to be doing next week, so stay tuned. Some of the Castillos are starting to chip and get worn down since they're exposed to the weather, so we just took the leftover cemento and mortero and filled them in, making them straight again. And that's going to be it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all the progress we're making on our home build here in Mexico. Now that we place all the brick down the side to direct the water to the front, we're going to install rain gutters on those two front parts so that we could collect any rain and use it to water our plants or anything else. We'll see you next time.